What is up, YouTube? It's VyPr Sports here, and last night there was an NBA trade that is going to completely change the entire Western Conference. That trade is Russell Westbrook being traded to the Houston Rockets for Chris Paul and multiple first-round draft picks. This is really going to change the entire Western Conference, so in this video I'm going to talk about that. So first, we have to look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. They traded away Russell Westbrook, who really was the last core player from their team over the past few years. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Serge Ibaka, they've all left. Same with Paul George from the past few years. Now, they're really just left with Chris Paul, Danilo Gallinari, Steven Adams, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think Gilgeous-Alexander is a great player who they could potentially build off in the future, and having Chris Paul as a mentor could definitely be a good thing. But the main thing here is that they have so many first-round draft picks now over the next few years from the Paul George trade and now this trade with Russell Westbrook, that it looks like they are going to try to combine the Philadelphia 76ers process and just have all the first-round picks and trade away all their talent because they're stuck as a middle-of-the-road playoff team, and the Celtics mini rebuild with the Brooklyn Nets picks, and just acquiring as many assets as they can to try to build off of something in the future. It's going to be really interesting to see what this Thunder organization decides to do in the near future, because as of right now, I would not be surprised if they attempt to trade Steven Adams. I don't know if they will, but it's definitely something that could be on the table for them. Now the Houston Rockets look to be going full-on championship or bust with this move. With Chris Paul, they were a very good team. They made the Western Conference Finals 2 seasons ago and lost in Game 7, and this past season, despite plenty of injuries to Chris Paul and other players, and in some cases James Harden pretty much carrying the team to close wins, they made a second-round exit and easily could have been a better team. And I think this move in getting Russell Westbrook was meant to take them to the next level that they are clearly capable of doing. They still have some very good role players on this team. Clint Capella is great at center, Eric Gordon is an amazing three-point shooter, and PJ Tucker is a very good defensive player. As a whole, this team has a lot of talent, but their success is going to come down to, can Russell Westbrook and James Harden play well together? And I understand both sides of this. There are many people who say that they won't play well together, that both of them are just too selfish and have shown that over the past few years, with Russell Westbrook on the Oklahoma City Thunder, his triple-double season and seasons in the past, that no one really wants to play with Russell Westbrook has been the message that has kind of shown up throughout the league, and James Harden pretty much carrying the Rockets, and his relationship with Chris Paul getting to a point that it could not be fixed. Not necessarily the best signs, but when you understand that it seems like Russell Westbrook wanted to play with James Harden, that there was mutual interest in playing together, that Houston was his preferred destination, I think this might work. They played together in the past with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This was before James Harden was the player we know him as today, before he was an MVP winner, an MVP candidate, and arguably one of, if not the best player in the league. They have played together in the past, which is key. They know how the other one plays, and really, this could be what turns this team into a successful, potentially championship-winning team. But this trade does so much to the entire Western Conference, because now I really don't see a clear favorite anywhere. Of course, you have the Golden State Warriors, who, without Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins, and with Klay Thompson out for the entire season, they look to be beatable. They have D'Angelo Russell now, and putting him alongside Steph Curry and Draymond Green could be a good team, but they aren't the unbeatable monster that they've been in years past. You've got the LA Clippers, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard now, arguably the best defensive duo in the league, and putting them alongside Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and having a very good and experienced coach in Doc Rivers, I see them as potential title contenders. Same thing with the LA Lakers, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They have DeMarcus Cousins now, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, Danny Green. The talent on that roster could easily make them a title contender. You have the Rockets now with Westbrook and Harden and other great players on that team. They're not going to be an easy exit. The Utah Jazz now. They have Mike Conley and Bogdan Bogdanovic, who they didn't have this past season, and really that move could be what takes them to the next level. They were a middle-of-the-road playoff team with just Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, but now that they have another star to add to this team, that could be what takes them to the next level. The Denver Nuggets were very good last season. They were the second seed in the Western Conference. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are a great young duo, and maybe all they needed was a little bit of playoff experience, which they got last season being a second-round exit. And while I don't know if they'll be the second seed again, I highly doubt it, because of just how talented the entire Western Conference is right now, they'll still be a good team. We've got the Portland Trailblazers. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are a great duo, and when you add Hassan Whiteside to that, maybe a change of scenery was just what Hassan Whiteside needs to become another great center in the league. We've still got teams who could potentially be in the playoff race, not maybe make the playoffs, but they're still threats. The Sacramento Kings, with De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and Marvin Bagley. Maybe time is also what they need to potentially take it to the next level and make the playoffs. The Mavericks could be a surprise team this year. Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. They're not going to be a bottom-tier team in the Western Conference, I don't think. And of course, you can never count out the San Antonio Spurs as long as Greg Popovich is their head coach. With DeJounte Murray coming back from injury, DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, they could be a good team, and with one of the best head coaches of all time, they're not going to be a bottom-tier team as well. There is so much talent in the Western Conference that I think whoever makes the playoffs, there is going to be an argument as to why they could potentially make the NBA Finals, and it will be valid. And while yes, because of the Anthony Davis trade, because of the Kawhi Leonard signing and Paul George trade, this would have existed nonetheless. But now that Russell Westbrook is with the Houston Rockets, we have another team that seems to be going all in on an NBA championship. I don't think it would be this extreme of an open field if this trade hadn't happened. So those are my thoughts on the Russell Westbrook trade from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Houston Rockets. And now, I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think of this trade, and who do you think is going to win the Western Conference? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like this video if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing if you're new. This has been VyPr Sports, and I will see you in the next video.